Hello guys, today we wanted to talk about due diligence and earnest money.
But first, let's hit it. Hi, this is Alan Victoria. Welcome to our channel.
And if this is your first time in our channel and you wanted to know everything about Greenville, North Carolina, please subscribe in our channel, get notified, and also gives us thumbs up and support our channel.
Honestly, we get calls, texts, and emails all the time from people in the Greenville and Pitt County area looking to move, relocate, shift, my favorite word, upsize, downsize, and we love getting these phone calls, texts, and emails, so please don't be shy. Call us. We love talking to you. Okay, so let's get into it.
Therefore, before we get into it, we wanted to start with a short stop for explaining the process of the purchasing.
Okay, so step one, you have now gone through, we have a whole video on the buying process up there, but we have gone through the pre-approval letter. You have that letter. You now have found, we have gone shopping with you. We have now said, this is the perfect house. And this is exciting. We're all excited and emotions are at a high because yay, we have finally found it. Woohoo, party, 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 right? Now, here's where realtors are going to come in and say straight, okay, we need to talk about purchasing price, we need to talk about due diligence, we need to talk about earnest money. And we have so many clients say, what are you talking about? So step one with the purchase price, it might be an amazing house and maybe it's perfect and they're driving lots of competition, there's lots of people outside, and maybe that sticker price is a little low in order to drive competition and you might want to up the price. On the other side, if the house is great except that roof is bad, the windows are bad, and it needs some work, maybe we're going to lower the price. So we need to have a first discussion about the price. After we've discussed price, then we're going to go into the other two things, which are due diligence and earnest money.
And basically at that point, you wanted to know what is the difference.
Yes.
And also, two questions might pop up in your mind. The first, how much those they gonna cost you? And the second one, if you can get it back if the contract is canceled. Therefore, you wanted to know you're gonna get it back or no. And that is what we're gonna start with. The first one, due diligence.
Due diligence is, technically speaking, as a definition, is the right to inspect. So you have the right to purchase the house with the engaging in the inspection process. This is all transcribed in the offer. We're going to put a due date for where all inspections have to be agreed upon by the buyer and seller.
Therefore, you are inquiring about everything in this property, and that gives you the idea that you wanted to move forward with this transaction, purchasing this house, or you wanted to terminate the contract, no?
Absolutely. And then we're going to talk about what kind of inspections we're going to recommend. And we do recommend you inspect that house before you buy it because anything can go wrong. You might not, we have good eyes, you have good eyes, but we don't see everything wrong with the house always. So we really do need to talk about how to fix it. What kind of things, what kind of inspections?
Therefore, we can itemize those, but let's go talk about it. First one, we can do home and pest inspection.
Absolutely,
no?
Those are must. I would
this
say.
Is must.
You don't. I mean, you can choose not to, but I don't recommend it. We would highly, highly, highly recommend on the must level.
Or the second one, if the house is running with the county water or it has a septic. Therefore,
right.
If it has a septic, definitely you need an inspection. That is going to be number two.
Perhaps the property isn't really defined and we might need a survey as well. What else?
And then we wanted to know the appraisal. That
Absolutely.
Is when your bank comes and see if they wanted to lend you that money. And that's going to be the appraisal.
Right. And then the next one you're going to do is a title search. Your lawyer is going to run this. You might not have any idea what it is, but we want to make sure that that seller has the right to sell that property. And then we're also, some inspections, some loans require it, no?
Yes.
So if you have a USDA and you have a VA loan, they might require some inspections. Your loan application will tell us this as well. Also, what can we do with it?
Therefore, basically, you wanted to have title search that my wife quickly mentioned. Then you also have the loan qualification and loan application because you wanted to know that you're going to get your loan at that period. And also, when you found out with the home and pest inspection, anything is wrong with that property, you wanted to be able to negotiate that repair
Absolutely.
with the owner.
Right, we're gonna now put into the due diligence request to fix whatever. Now, however, here is also where it comes into play. Due diligence, you're never going to get back. It is non-refundable. If you decide to terminate even during the due diligence period, you are not getting your due diligence money back. You can get the earnest money back. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes, but we have to decide by 5 o'clock on inspection day, on that due diligence date in the contract, if we are going to terminate for no reason whatsoever. So this is a buyer's choice. You can back out at any moment before due diligence, and then for no reason. You don't have to really give. Actually, you can back out until the end, but I mean, there's money involved, which we're going to get to in a minute.
Therefore, basically what my wife trying to say is your realtor basically put in the contract that we're going to say how long you need that or how much time you need that 5 p.m. of this date, for example, February 25th, that due diligence period ends.
Right.
Which you have all that 9 or 10 items that we listed for you should happen in that due diligence period. No?
Right, and something we didn't mention, but we should, is that HOA rules, they might require that they interview you. Some HOAs are really, really hard, and they want to know who is moving into their neighborhood and make sure that they have had that interview with you. So if you want to have a cancellation for any reason before due diligence period, that is the best time.
Therefore, basically, that how much time you need to put in your offer letter, purchase contract is determined by that if you can schedule all this inspection.
Absolutely.
Also including the appraisal, which is
the
problem.
biggest issue in North Carolina these days is the appraisal, because we're not having enough appraisal. So if you're thinking of a job in North Carolina and you want an extra side job, I would say appraising is a way to go right now. I mean, you do have to take classes, but we are in short supply. Next thing I want to mention, that it is non-refundable, but the good news with it, the good news is what? What's the good news?
Is you can, if you are in due diligence period, you can get your earnest money back.
Earnest money, which is what we're going to talk about right now. So on all of it, before you also, the other good news is all of these numbers go towards that final closing. Right? So say you're buying a house and it's $300,000 and the, I don't know, I'm just making up numbers here, but the closing is $3,007 or $307K. Now, if you put, I don't know, $250 towards due diligence and then, I don't know, $3,000 towards your earnest money. I'm just making up random numbers on the fly. That $3,250 is all going at the closing table. So you have already now, if you need to come up with $7,000, you've already paid pretty much almost half of it. So you're bringing the other half to closing. Okay, so let's talk about now earnest money.
Therefore, if you don't back out from the deal, all this money that you pay is going to go toward your closing.
Absolutely.
That was whole the message.
Yes.
And what is the earnest money?
Earnest money is good faith. You are not going to give you are writing it to the seller. However, you're going to send this to the lawyer. So this is not money going right into the seller's hand. This is money going to the lawyer.
At least in North Carolina.
At least in North Carolina. I don't know about those other states. And then the lawyer is going to hold the money. So we are talking about money that's being held by somebody else, a third party. Why do we do this?
Therefore, if the seller unable to fulfill the contract, basically you're going to get your earnest money back.
Right, but why are we doing earnest money? You skipped that.
Well, we wanted to know how much serious you are for buying this house, no?
So it's showing how serious you are. And this is a little safer than the due diligence. Again, because if you cannot fulfill your contract, you get the money back as long as we have gone before the due diligence period is ended. So earnest money is
refundable in general.
It's where if the contract is canceled and you're due before the due diligence and all of the credits would have gone toward closing can come back to you. Otherwise, it is going towards closing because we are plowing ahead to getting this house, and that's exciting. We are now we're getting this new house, yay!
And the other question that pops up in your mind, is there any definite amount set for due diligence and earnest money? Is there any definite amount?
The rule is absolutely no. There are no rules. However, it is a good faith showing. So you want to kind of show good faith. $1 is not really necessarily a good faith unless it's like people who know each other and trust each other. So it depends. It could be $1, but it's typically going to be a percentage because it's two strangers who don't know each other. So we are now talking about what is good faith? And most people want to see a percentage of that sale being represented.
Exactly.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Okay. And what's the last thing we wanted to talk about?
Therefore, basically, both of these due diligence and earnest money is going to be written by your realtor in the contract with the period definite time, because contract in real estate, the time is the essence.
Right. Well, time of the essence is a specific term in a contract, but yes, time is important in a contract. And then we're also going to say, well, now we are high, excitement high, and we've had this conversation with you about buying your house or selling the house. And now we're going to say in a straight terms what we're going to do. What numbers are we putting in this contract? What dates does your bank need? Because that is super important. Can your bank close in 45 days? Do you need 30 days? Is it 35 days? It's all with the appraisals. A little crazy here in North Carolina because we don't have enough appraisers.
As of January 2022,
Agreed.
we don't know when you're going to watch this video.
And this is true. So we hope you enjoyed this video.
And if you found this information valuable, please write us comment, and also
Ask
don't
a question.
forget to call us.
Absolutely, call us. We love talking to you.
We love talking to you. We know the suburbs and we are here. We have your back. And also, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day, guys.
Bye.